And we mentioned this briefly in discussion that Andre Coulomb came up with this 6.25 times 10 to the eighth electrons. Uh, and so, as I understand, his theory was he took two hammered pieces of gold. It's called gold leaf, and it's basically about the thickness of a saran wrap. He hammered it out, and then he suspended them on a piece of metal inside of a glass jar so that wind and other things won't affect it. And it had a little a metal rod coming through the glass, so the glass was an insulator. He had a conductor through it, and these two gold leaves. And so if you take a balloon and rub it on your head, you get stick to the wall. If you take that balloon and rub it on there and stuck it to this metal rod coming into that glass, those gold leaves would have moved. But he took the weight of those gold leaves and measured the distance that separated them and figured out how much force it took, and then mathematically come up with how many electrons it took to create that much energy or that much force. This symbol Q is used a couple times in electronics, and so is the C symbol used. So as we go along, there's going to be a confusion factor, and I apologize, but it was that way before I started, and they won't listen to me and change it. So if we have a balance of numbers of protons and electrons, then that's a charge of 0, and we're going to take a look at negative imbalance of charges or a positive charge. And essentially, when you rub the balloon on your hair and you stick it to the wall, what happens is the wall is neutral and you have a charge. You actually physically are removing the electrons from the valence shell of your hair, and you got a charge in that balloon, and so there's an attraction. And eventually, the electrons on that balloon will dissipate themselves against the wall and neutralize it, and it comes to the point where there's not enough charge on that balloon, and the difference of charge on the wall, the balloon falls because it can't, the gravity wins. Essentially, the charge was strong enough to overcome the gravity and hold the balloon against the wall, and eventually the charge dissipates itself, neutralizes itself against that wall, and then gravity wins.